All right, it is time to get back at it. Done all the winter things or the things I needed to do before the frost comes and everything gets super cold. So it is time to get back to the Fury bodywork. Basically, what I'm going to do in this episode is I'm going to fill the side marker, and then there are some rough spots down here that I need to analyze and say, okay, do I need to replace a whole section or can I just fill a small little spot? So let's get to it. All right, so here's a little update. I cleaned the metal around the marker light, and one thing interesting that I noticed is that the green, there's actually some Bondo, so I don't know if, I'm assuming this means that because the Bondo is underneath the quote-unquote factory green paint would indicate that there's been some work done early in its life when it was still green, kind of a repair of some sort. But you guys let me know what you think on that one. Anyway, I put some 18 gauge steel behind it and traced out the circle and then cut it out with some hand snips and straightened out the edges with the grinder. And I started to weld last night, put a couple spot welds in and then kind of work at tucking things in, or, kind of making this edge more flush. And I noticed I was out of argon gas. So got that back and getting back on track. And let me show you what it looks like on the inside. So here's what it looks like on the inside. Kind of the same thing. I grinded down, sanded around the hole so that there's no contaminants getting in there, and hopefully that's going to give me some better welds. So grinded down the weld, welded on the inside and the outside. Still have to do the inside yet, but I've been kind of working on some processes that work. For example, if I use this, it works great to get the big part of the weld down, but then when you get close, you have a tendency to kind of hit over here away from the weld. So what I tried this time was to use this next and basically just kind of hit it right on the weld and get it real close, and then use this to, this took forever, this was the longest part, and just kind of hit it to get it smooth. And then last, use this DA sander to try and kind of see where I was missing C-spots. I have no holes. I know it's not perfect. I can still see a little spots. They actually show up worse on the camera, which is fun. But I think that's pretty much good for this one. I'll grind the inside, and then here's the little holes. So there's a couple of here bubbles and spots that I need to grind down. So I'm gonna grind down this whole section, get down to bare metal, and see what I got left. So, moving on. All right, here's what it looks like now. I basically did a filler coat on it to blend everything together, where you put some body filler on it and then you sand it down until you can see the metal, so it's not thick there and blends with the rest of the fender. So that pretty much wraps that part of the project up. And then in regards to my rust holes at the bottom, it's kind of what I expected. That there's basically pinholes all the way through this whole bottom section. And then right here in the corner, right here, this is where the inner fender, the outer fender, and the trunk pan meet. So this is gonna sit, there's basically a pocket to collect water. So I don't see it being worth any effort at all to try to fix all these little holes. It's just gonna make things worse. And then once I get it painted, it's probably gonna continue to rust through. So I did a custom replacement lower quarter panel video that was kind of a rough in to make this beauty line and do this lower edge. And I'm gonna use that piece and basically try to cut to where there's good metal and make that piece fit to replace this whole bottom quarter. And I pretty much know why it's rusted, because I have a drain plug down here, and you can see it is just full. So 50 years of trash collecting down there and rust starting. It's just basically, I'm guessing it's just all full of garbage up here that kept the moisture in and then made it rust through. So that is the next thing on the list to do, and I'll get started on it today. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.